A very good morning to you all. Welcome to online classes. I am Jaya Verma and I will teach you political science. In the previous video, we have discussed about Cuban Missile Crisis and what is the Cold War. So this Cold War was between two superpowers, that was America and Russia, and how these two powers emerged. And today in this video we will discuss about the emergence of the two power blocks, how they emerged. So let's start. The two superpowers were keen on expanding their spheres of influence in different parts of the world. Means these two superpowers, they want to expand their territory and they want to influence all the other parts of the world. In a world sharply divided between the two alliance systems, a state was supposed to remain tied to its protective superpower to limit the influence of the other superpower and its allies. What they are saying, in a world sharply which is being divided into two alliance system, a state was supposed to remain tied with these superpowers so that the other superpower cannot influence on these states. So the smaller states in the alliances use the link to the superpowers for their own purposes. So these smaller states which were under the influence of one superpower, so they were using this link for their own benefits. They got the promise of protection, weapons and economic aid against their local rivals, mostly regional neighbors with whom they had rivalries. Now, as they were under the influence of the superpowers, they got the promise, and these superpowers promised them for protection, for weapons and economic and other aids also, and they were using this for their regional rivals, neighbors with whom they had rivalries. So the alliance systems led by the superpowers therefore threatened to divide the entire world into two camps. So these alliance systems which were made by these two superpowers, this was led by these two superpowers. This alliance system, this was the leader of these alliance system was the two superpowers, and they were threatening the world that they will divide the world into two camps. So this division happened first in Europe, and they started it from Europe. So most of the countries of Western Europe sided with the US, and those of Eastern Europe joined the Soviet camp. So which were the countries which were in Eastern Europe, they were under the control of US, and the Eastern Europe were joined the Soviet camp. Western Europe joined the US and Eastern Europe joined the Soviet camp. That is why they were also called Western and the Eastern alliances. And in this way, the name was given to them, or they were called Western and Eastern alliances. And see, students, look here on this map: NATO members, Warsaw Pact members, other communist nations and others. See how the countries are divided in these NATO, which are NATO countries, which are Warsaw Pact countries, which are other communist nation, and there are others also. Now, the Western Alliance was formalized into an organization. Now, this Western Alliance has made an organization, and that organization was known as the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, and this came into existence in April 1949. It was an association of 12 states which declared that armed attack on any one of them in Europe or North America would be regarded as attack on all of them. So what they did, this association has 12 states. 12 states were members of this association, and they declared that if these alliances, any attack made on any one of the states, that will be regarded as attack on all the states. So, or North America would be regarded as an attack on all of them. So each of these states would be obliged to help the others, and each of these states will help one or the other. The Eastern Alliance, which was known as Warsaw Pact, was led by the Soviet Union. Students, from here, the Western Alliance, from here till NATO's forces in Europe. Please underline this. This is very important. A question will be asked on this. So the Eastern Alliance was known as the Warsaw Pact, and which the leader of this Warsaw Pact was the Soviet Union, and it was created in 1955, and its principal function was to meet NATO's forces in Europe. So this is Warsaw Pact. So next is international alliances during the Cold War era were determined by the requirements of the superpowers and the calculations of the smaller states. As noted above, Europe became the main arena of conflict between the superpowers. So Europe was the place which was a conflict for the superpowers. In some cases, the superpowers used their military powers to bring countries into the respective alliances. So what they did? These countries used, European became the main arena of conflict between the superpowers. In some cases, the superpowers used their military power to bring countries into their respective alliances. So these superpowers were using their military to bring these alliances under their control. So Soviet intervention in East Europe provides an example. So Soviet Union's intervention in Europe is the example of this. So the Soviet Union used its influence in Eastern Europe, backed by the very large presence of its armies in the countries of the region, to ensure that the eastern half of Europe remained within its sphere of influence. So what they were doing? The Soviet Union, to influence Eastern Europe, what it did? Presence of its armies in the countries of the region. Their armies, or Soviet Union's army, were present in the region, and this ensures that eastern half of Europe was under the control of the Soviet. So in East and Southeast Asia and in West Asia, that is Middle East, the United States, they built an alliance system which was called SEATO. SEATO means Southeast Asian Treaty Organization. A question can come, what is the full form of SEATO? So full form is Southeast Asian Treaty Organization, and the Central Treaty, CENTO, that is Central Treaty Organization. These are the two treaties. So the Soviet Union and the Communist China responded for having close relation with regional countries such as North Vietnam, North Korea and Iraq. The Cold War threatened to divide the world into two alliances. Now the Cold War was going on between these two superpowers. So all the countries were threatened that this Cold War will divide the world into two alliances. Under these circumstances, many of the newly independent countries, after gaining their independence from the colonial powers such as Britain and France, were worried that they would lose their freedom as soon as they gained formal independence. So what they did, the countries which newly became free from the colonial powers like Britain and France, and they were worried that if these superpowers will influence all these countries, their freedom will be lost. So cracks and splits within the alliances were quick to appear. So it was normal that there will be splits in the alliances, and that will very soon they will appear. So Communist China quarreled with the USSR toward the late 1950s, and in 1969 they fought a brief war over a territorial dispute, as this type of dispute is still going on in China and India, considering for the place of Ladakh, which is adjacent to Ladakh. So same, the Communist China was and USSR were quarrel for a territorial dispute. The other important development was the non-aligned movement, which gave the newly independent countries a way of staying out of the alliances. So a non-alignment movement was developed. Under this, newly independent countries, they stayed away from the alliances. You may ask why the superpowers needed any allies at all. So yes, we can ask one question, and this question comes in our mind, that why these superpowers need allies for all of this. After all, so here is the reason. After all, with the nuclear weapons and regular armies, they were so powerful that the combined power of most of the small states in Asia and Africa and even in Europe was no match to that of the superpowers. So whatever place they have, like with the nuclear weapons and regular armies, they were so powerful that if they combine themselves, then only there will be no match with to that of the superpowers. If they will combine, they will unite themselves, then also they cannot fight with the superpowers, or they cannot match with the superpowers. Yet the smaller states were helpful for the superpowers in gaining access to. See, why they used to take these smaller states into their influence? Because they have their own interest in it. First is vital resources such as oil and minerals. They want to take these use these vital resources and oil and minerals. Then second is territory, from where the superpowers could launch their weapons and troops. Next is the territory, because they want a place where they can launch their weapons and troops. And third is locations from where they could spy on each other, and they want a location from where they could do that what these countries are doing, either in their favor or in against. Then fourth is economic support, in that many small allies together could help pay for military expenses. So they also want economic support from the smaller states. So they were also important for ideological reasons. The loyalty of allies suggested that the superpowers were winning the war of ideas as well. As they were doing the Cold War, they were doing the war of ideas also. They were winning on their ideas also. That liberal democracy and capitalism were better than socialism and communism, or vice versa. So they said that liberal democracy and capitalism are much better than socialism and communism, and so on and so forth. So students, today we studied about how superpowers developed. So these are the reasons and why they want all these small states under their influences, because they want to use their resources, they want to use their territory, they want their economic support, and they want their locations so that they can have a spy on each other. They can see each other's progress, each other's downfall, whatever it is they want to do that. So students, I hope you must have understood it, understood the lecture. So I will pause here. Thank you and have a nice day.